Hello and welcome back to Think Turkey. This is Moaz, and today we are going to talk about different questions related to residency and just post-earthquake situation in Turkey. It's been a long time. Currently, I am at Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen Airport, just in transit. I thought I'll do a quick video as an update. It's been 2 months almost since the last video since the earthquake, and I haven't posted in a while. Just due to the situation and just been busy, very chaotic, just trying to figure out what's going on and get back on our feet. So thankfully now things are sort of coming back. People are still, the affected people are still figuring out getting back on their feet. So please keep on supporting, keep on donating. We're going to share the link to the AFAD's, the Search and Rescue Division, the government official link for donations below in the description. So please continue to show your support and spread awareness to continue giving in support of that. So today we're just going to talk about some general questions. What's going on in Turkey right now? What is the investment scene looking like? What are the residency rules? Have they changed citizenship laws and so on? Stay tuned, and we're going to get back and discuss all these things with you. So let's talk about the residency rules. We're still looking at a 75K entry point, 75,000 US dollars for residency. If you want to invest that amount, then you can get residency. Same goes for citizenship, no changes, 400,000. But with that being said, you're looking at 2 months till the elections. We're in end of March, April, May. After the elections, it's really tentative as to what's going to happen, whether they're going to continue with that policy open to foreigners, or they're going to stop, either citizenship or residency, or both. They could stop both as well. That depends, of course, who wins the election. So right now we're looking at two major parties, the AKP AK Party or the CHP or CHP in Turkish. So these are the two parties right now. If Erdogan's party is going to continue, probably most likely we're not going to see any changes in terms of the residency rules, at least for a year or 2 years. That's my prediction. But if the other party wins, opposition CHP party, which is Kılıçdaroğlu, if he gets that win, then it is very likely that there will be changes. So if you are planning to get residency or citizenship, then I suggest you make those changes and get that done as soon as possible before the elections. So one common question is what we get is that what can I get for 75K? Can I get anything for 75K, or can I get something decent? Can I get a decent apartment for 75K? So what you can get for 75K is right now in major cities like Antalya and Istanbul, even like Bursa and Ankara, it's borderline, so it's not much, right? You need to be at least at an entry point of 80, 85,000, even 100,000 to get something like half decent, like a one bedroom. Otherwise, it's going to be older and it's going to be like challenging to find options. So I would suggest that if you're going to go for residency, at least try to budget for, $90,000 to $100,000 to be on the safe side. You have closing costs as well. Let's not forget that. So that's my answer for that. So another common question is that how many people can get the residency? Like if I buy an apartment for 75K, is it just going to be me, or can my family also get it? And what is considered as a family? So let me clarify this for you. So if it's like your brother, your sister, your parents, that's not family in that definition. So it's basically you, your wife, and your children under 18. So any children that are above 18 are not considered family. In this sense, when it comes to residency. So when it comes to residency, you're looking at you, your spouse, and then your children under 18 years of age. Those will all be considered with that one single investment of 75K. Now again, how you do that on paper, there's a lot of intricacies involved to make sure that you don't get rejected, and for that you need to consult professionals like us, where we come in and make sure that is done properly. Okay, so another common question is that can I leave the country? Let's say I get the 75K investment. Do I have to live in the country for, I don't know, however long the residency is for? Let's say you applied for a 2-year residency, which you can get actually when you buy property. Sometimes they give you 1 year, but you can try for 2 years directly. Now the question is, do I have to live in Turkey, or can I actually live abroad and then just use that's my residency whenever I come? I can access the country, I can access the property. The answer is that yes, you can actually travel, you can come in and out. Residency does not force you to live there. You can always go in and out and access. So that's number one. The next thing, another related question is that which I already sort of answered, is how long can I apply for? So like I said, you can apply for 1 year or 2 years. But when you're buying property, you can even just try for 2 years directly. But if you feel like, hey, let me just apply for 1 year, let me pay, because you have to pay for the insurance and for the residency fees and everything. So that's based on how long. So if you apply for 2 years, the fees are like almost double. If you apply for 1 year, it's less. So it's up to you, like if you want to take the chance. I would say usually for our clients, we apply for 2 years in most cases, unless there's a specific situation going on at the time, case by case basis, depending on the current situation, then we'll apply for a year if we feel that 2 years are being rejected at that time. But at this time, right now, we are applying for 2 years. So another question is that, the VAT, the VAT taxes that are applied, that you might have heard of in Turkey. I mean, different countries have this tax. And, in Canada, we've got 13% HST tax. So every country has their own sort of tax system. So when it comes to buying new property in Turkey and buying used property, there are a bit different rules with regards to taxes. So the VAT tax is applied when you're buying new property in Turkey, so from the builder, and usually it's built into the price, but again, this needs to be confirmed on a case-by-case basis, whether it's built in, whether the title deed tax is built in. So when you're buying a brand new property from the builder, that's going to be a different situation, right? You have to confirm all those things. Do not fall into the trap of not asking, and then later on you're taxed, 18%. Or whatever the case may be. Now the tax differs, of course, depending on the size of the property and so on. But just to be aware of that. But if you're buying it secondhand from an owner, let's say it's already the second owner, third owner, fourth owner, fifth owner, whatever it is. So then you're not paying for that tax. You're not paying any VAT tax, VAT taxes. You're just paying the title deed tax, 4%, which is standard, and paying the other, notary fees and so on, right? So that answers that question. So guys, as you know, Istanbul is, at any point, they're saying there could be a possible earthquake. Now, I don't want to deter you guys. Of course, there's still people living there, still people investing there. As long as you're, investing and buying property mindfully, making sure it's safe, making sure the building's built properly, according to code, then there's no problem, right? But having said that, there is still a lot of movement going around. It's a bit chaotic in Istanbul at the moment. Investments are still ongoing. I'm still getting requests and so on. But having said that, let's take a look at Antalya at the moment as well. What's happening in Antalya? Antalya right now is quite, there was barely any tremors were not felt in Antalya. If you go towards Alanya, that's where a little bit of tremors were felt slightly. I mean, obviously no damage and so on reported. So when it comes to Antalya, there is a very good opportunity that I've got right now. It's a huge project, beautiful. Basically this builder has taken over a whole neighborhood and started building blocks of apartment buildings, very nicely built. Playgrounds, underground parking, heated systems, centrally controlled, very modern style, secure, safe, environment. It's built at a much higher elevated grounds. You're far away from the sea. You have a view of the sea if you get a sea view apartment from far. But you are essentially on a very good solid ground. So this is a very good price. And the prices right now are pretty good for that to get into. I'm going to share some visuals with you just to show you what it looks like. And then that is something that I'm going to tell you that is a good opportunity to get in right now for that. Opportunity number two is basically land in Doshimalta of Antalya. So you know that, I've already talked about this. There is extremely, especially for investors who are looking to even build apartment buildings. So if you're, there's land available that is extremely cheap, I've seen right now that we've got deals that are going for $150,000 for a plot of land, where you can build multiple floors and have multiple units in there. And, this will be worth double in the coming 1 to 3 years, considering the rate at which we are growing in Antalya. Because lots of people are also coming here from those affected regions as well. They haven't started buying yet, but eventually in a few more months they will start buying too. So right now it's a really good time. There's a lack in supply. So if you are an investor that wants to do a little bit of building, this is a really good opportunity where you could just get the land right now from us, and then we start building, or we wait for a few months until you've got your funds together, until you've got your situation set up, and then we start building units. And this can be done with multiple investors too. So if you and a group of friends, trusted people together, combined, also come in, we can set that up in a legal way that you've got your shares, how much ever you've invested, that reflects on your, as a company share, and then that gets built, together. And then when we sell the units, each of you get your shares back. So this is something which is not to be missed. So that's opportunity number 2. Number 3 is, of course, villas. Villas are still going right now. If you choose to build a villa, that is still an opportunity. Land is available. So I'm going to say to you that definitely don't miss out on buying the land, even if you're building it later on, let's say in the next year or 2 years. But just secure the land right now. I've got a very secret opportunity, which I don't want to share the exact details here, but for land I've got something really good, which is going to change the way you look at things in Antalya, because there are a lot of infrastructure changes that are coming up, which we have access to. And with these particular locations that we've got for our clients, for our premium clients, we would like to show you those offers that we have available. So please stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, see your questions, comments below, and hope to see you in the next video soon.